Hey guys, Rexasol here, and welcome to Update Monday on what is probably the warmest day ever in the UK. That's not true, it's just really warm right now. We are the 14th of June, 2021. It's hot. It's been really hot for the last few days. And that's not just because I'm in the room. I know I'm just radiating with hotness. In any case, so this is going to be a relatively quick one just because it's hot and I don't particularly like just continually talking for no reason, and I have work to do. What happened last week? Well, big news is Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart came out on the Friday. Jesus, it's only been out since Friday. Fucking hell. I feel like I've had it for years. It's so good. It's the best PS5 game I've ever played. I've only played 2 exclusive PS5 games, but it's the best one. It's so good. If you have a PS5, which I know probably everyone listening to this probably doesn't, it's really good. Such a good addition to the franchise. I've adored Ratchet & Clank since I was a kid, so it's like it's so good. It's really good. It's got a very interesting leveling system, which not every game has, where the guns are the thing that levels, not you. So that's what's really interesting about it. And I like it, and it's really good. And the game's fantastic, and it runs incredibly well. It's gorgeous on PS5, absolutely gorgeous. And the mechanics that they do, because there's a lot of mechanics that are tailored to the controller, and it's so cool the way in which they've added the controller to the game, and the way in which what happens in the game makes the controller do certain things. It's really good. I know a lot of people don't like that, but I adore it. I think it's absolutely amazing, like to the point where in game you're like tapping on a computer and you can feel the taps on different areas of the controller because of the DualSense. It's great. I love it. What else happened? Football started. Wales got a draw, which was alright. It was a game. They didn't do great during the game, but they got the draw, so that's all you can really help from them. And it was against Switzerland, who is a pretty damn good team. So yeah, England won their game. They had a really good goal. They played really well, but they just couldn't oomph it past that one goal. I missed the Netherlands-Ukraine game because I was watching Kingdom of Heaven with the peeps, which was lots of fun. We had good fun watching that. But I'm going to rewatch the second half because apparently that's where all the fun happened. And then we had obviously the Denmark-Finland scary moments, but luckily everything's okay there. But that's crazy. So lots of excitement in the last few days. Scotland's playing their game later, which I'm going to be watching while I work, because working from home is great. You can do work whilst also not. What else? Well, that's basically the big things, really. Trying to think. I've started rewatching the James Bond movies. I say started, I've continued on to a journey that I started a year ago. So I watched Goldfinger and Thunderball. Thunderball's amazing. I don't think I've ever seen Thunderball, so that was really good. And Goldfinger's kind of okay, I guess. It's not great. I didn't really enjoy it. It's James Bond, so I enjoy them as a concept and as a movie where you don't think much, but that one really confused me. It's why are these characters making these decisions? Why is James Bond just deciding to do a judo throw on a woman, and that makes him allowed to sleep with her? Not even she wants to, it just happens. There's some very confusing things with that, but hey, it's a product of the 60s. You can't really it. Whatever. 60s is 60 years ago. That's insane. My grandparents are that old. They're actually older because they're born in the 40s. That's not the point. It's crazy. So I'm watching those. But I'm playing Ratchet & Clank now because the game's out and I love it. I don't know how close I am to the end. I feel like I'm not that far, but one of the gripes that I have with the game, and I'm going back to Ratchet & Clank, I realised, rather than keeping it on one segment, is that in the previous games that I have played, there's a lot of worlds, and you go to a world, you complete the world, you go to the next one, blah 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 blah. This one, there's a lot of repeats, so it's like you go to a world, you complete the world, and then a story element makes you go back to the world, which it makes sense in the story completely, but it feels like there's not as much of the game because of it, and I'm really concerned that there's not a lot of worlds overall. There's a good handful, and they're incredibly vast worlds with a lot of things to do. But it's still, like, I'm used to Ratchet & Clank 3 where I think there was like 20 something worlds, and in this one we've just hit 10, I think. So it's like, ooh. But yeah, anyway, it's good fun. I'm really enjoying it anyway. I've also started playing a game which I saw very recently, called Dorfromantik. Yes, that is actually what it's called, Dorfromantik, which is a German game, which is... Check it out. I'm not going to spoil it, but it's a relaxing puzzle game more than anything else. It's completely different to what I usually... Well, it's not completely different to what I usually play, but completely different to what I just described for Ratchet & Clank. It's really relaxing, and I definitely recommend it. I might even stream some of it just when I'm just like chilling, because it's super chill. Really fun puzzle game. Yeah, and it gives me board game vibes, similar to Settlers of Catan and Carcassonne, if you've ever played those games. It's got a similar vibe to them in that the mechanics are kind of similar. Definitely much more like Carcassonne than Settlers of Catan. But there are elements. So yeah, that's basically it. It's not much else to say. I'm trying to think. No, other than it being super hot, the football being pretty good, and my video game pretty good. It's pretty good overall. So yeah, we watched Kingdom of Heaven yesterday, which is... I hadn't seen Kingdom of Heaven, I want to say in like half a decade at least. Like 5 to 6 years it'd been since I'd seen that movie, and I'd forgotten a lot of it. And it's a good film. I wouldn't say it's a great film. I say there's a lot of Hollywoodishness to it, and the story makes sense. It's a little bit convoluted at the beginning. You're like, what the fuck is happening? And then it sort of becomes very streamlined, and it's like, oh, this is what's happening. Orlando Bloom's character is just like a generic good guy, and you kind of like... What I like about the film is that it questions Christianity in that kind of thing, and like its thing in the Holy Land. You can tell that it's not... I wouldn't say it's not pro-Christian, but it's definitely not pro-Christian. And it's not showing the Muslims and the Arabs in a bad light, so that's always very different approach in the modern era of storytelling. So yeah, it was interesting. I enjoyed the movie. It was good fun. We had a lot of laughs over it. It was good. And yeah, so that's about it. Yeah, I'm going to go and take off my shirt because it's very hot, and I put it on just for this video because I don't think anyone wants to see my nips. Unless, of course, you're Chico, because I know Chico really wants to see my... I don't know why. I picked one person at random. Chico, I'm sorry, you were the person. Yeah, so I'll talk to you soon. Tomorrow I should be doing Lord of the Rings. I didn't do it last week because my throat was dead, and talking went, no, I talk like this. It's not really great. Unless, of course, you're playing Theoden when he's under control of Saruman. But we're not there yet. Anyway, have a good one. I will talk to you all soon, I'm sure. Bye-bye.